There's nothing more exciting than watching a new company start for the first time. Something about that passion, that energy of new entrepreneurs. But we've stalked the internet checking out some of these new companies, and it's sad to see how many of these companies fail way before their time because maybe they didn't know how to brand themselves correctly, or they didn't know how to get people to their website, which is really, really important. Or maybe they didn't know how to create a design that made people want to pull out their wallets to make a purchase. And if you're in this position, you've probably spent all your energy, all your great ideas, and it hasn't seemed to work for you, and you're ready to just throw up your hands up and give up. Or maybe worse, you've spent all your money, and now you basically have no money left and you're at zero, or even worse than that, you've maxed out your credit cards, using your credit cards trying to make things work, and now you're just done. Well, don't worry, we've got you. We want to show you how to massively increase your sales, dramatically decrease your costs, and get your brand the exposure that it needs to be successful.
First, I'm going to teach you how to massively reduce your costs. My best trick is to buy blank t-shirts from a blank t-shirt supplier like Mission Imprintables or Broder Brothers. Most people, when they're just starting out, they buy their blank t-shirts from a screen printer, but that screen printer is going to sell you a blank t-shirt for $4 to $6 before there's even a print on it, because they have to get in their own markup. If you buy it from Mission Imprintables, you're going to get that exact same t-shirt for $1 to $3. So right there, you just cut your costs in half. My second favorite reducing costs trick is to know your screen and setup fees. Every single screen printer has these, and they're usually $150 per color per design, but they are totally negotiable. So you can actually just ask them if they'll do it for $50 per color per design. And when you're very first starting out, if you're getting 3 t-shirts printed in 2 different colors each, you just saved $600 by negotiating that fee. If you're running a high enough quantity, if you're running like 200 each of each style, then you can negotiate them all the way down to $0. My last favorite money-saving trick is a really great one. Just put up a test campaign on Teespring or Represent or Cafe Press. These are fantastic resources for you because you can upload your design, you can push it out through social media, and you can see whether or not anybody actually buys it without you spending one single penny in development costs. Now we're going to move into how to massively increase your sales. The best trick that I have is to make it super easy for people to buy in higher quantities. That seems completely obvious, but you would be shocked how many people don't do it. As soon as they know the tricks though, they will. So the best one that I have is the moment that somebody drops a t-shirt and adds it into your shopping cart on your website, just have an auto box pop up that says, buy one, get the second one half off, or buy 2, get 1 free. That's going to cause somebody to immediately double their order. The second trick I'm going to share with you about how to increase your sales is that when you're selling t-shirts online, you probably made that t-shirt for around $5 and you're probably selling it for like $25. So you have a lot of wiggle room to play with promotions. And if you don't want to discount your brand and do buy 2 get 1 free, then do a trick that I personally use, which is if a customer buys 3 t-shirts, then they get a free embroidered hat or a free bundle of stickers. This is a twofold win because number 1, your customer is super happy about that. And number 2, the hat or the stickers just serves as additional promotion for your brand. The third trick that I have, I just love, and you should for sure be doing this. When you approach the stores, you should always make it super easy for them to say yes. A lot of people will just send a catalog over to a store and call the buyer and just have them sort of pick out their own designs. This can be really hard and time consuming on the buyer. They gotta like go through your catalog and say, do I want 2 mediums of this and 4 extra larges of that? It can be so time consuming, in fact, that they never actually end up placing the order. You should always, always offer bundles of your best sellers. Put it just that way. You should have 3 different tiers of pricing, like a $250 package, a $500, and a $1,000 package for them to choose from, and it should be just as easy as checking a box to say yes. It should be something like this. For $500, you can get 30 of our very best selling designs and 100 stickers plus free shipping. Would you like to order that? It's so much easier than having them sit down and go through your whole catalog and figuring out exactly what they want. I hope those tricks were really, really helpful to you. So now we're going to move into my favorite tricksy department, which is how to get your brand the exposure that it deserves. I absolutely love this because if you could have the best product in the world, but if nobody knows it exists, you're in trouble. So my super favorite secret covert trick here is to find a TV show that you absolutely love that is really in line with your brand, and then find out who the costume designer is on that show and mail them some of your t-shirts. Make sure that they fit a specific character in the show, and then just write a note to the costume designer saying, hey, I love your work, I love this show, I think you have an amazing sense of style, and I think that my t-shirts would be a really great fit for such and such character. Also include your whole catalog, because they might like something else that you have to offer. This is so easy to do. You can usually find the right business address for the costume designer on IMDb or just by Googling it. I personally have gotten my merchandise on Orphan Black, The Big Bang Theory, and even in Transformers the movie, just by getting the merchandise into the hands of the costume designer, and it didn't cost me a penny. The second great trick that I'm going to share with you is to get your brand on influencers, to give your clothing to bands, to athletes who are on the rise within your space. Do it before they're famous, because then they're not going to expect you to put them on contract or give them a lot of upfront money. Like, usually they're happy just getting free merchandise. And then they wear it when they do their concerts, they wear it when they go to their events, and their fan base sees that. You can even ask them to cross-promote. You promote them on your website, you ask them to do the same, and then as they get more and more well-known and more famous, your brand gets more and more exposure as you go along. It is a perfect win-win situation. The third trick I have for you on getting your brand exposure is the best, and it is one of the most important, and that is try things that are outside of the box. Just keep throwing stuff against the wall until some things stick. For example, Dan gave TapouT clothing to a bunch of the fighters that appeared on the first season of a show called The Ultimate Fighter. Obviously, as we all know, that show turned into a massive success. And by the time that those fighters, who were dressed head to toe in TapouT the entire time, were on the season finale, his website got so many hits that it ended up crashing the site. I gave my clothing for anti-establishment clothing to a teeny tiny up-and-coming little band in San Diego called Blink-182. Completely unbeknownst to them, they then wore those t-shirts as they were super famous in front of my Hot Topic buyers, and that's how I got that account. That's yielded me millions and millions and millions of dollars over the years. I was talking with Damon John. He told me his story of FUBU, which was that he offered to paint the roll-down doors on the stores that sold FUBU products for free, so it made their store look way better, and it made Damon look like he had a massive brand in the neighborhoods that he was selling in. All of these things that we did to get exposure cost us almost $0. Guerrilla marketing is an entrepreneur's absolute best friend. So these are just a handful of tips and tricks that we're going to be teaching you throughout the 6-week course. There are literally hundreds of them that we're going to share with you, but I hope you've gotten a ton of value out of the beginning ones that I've just given to you now. Next, I'm going to tell you all about our 6-week course, but first, let's tell you a little bit about who we are.
I'm Dan Caldwell, co-founder of TapouT. Me and my partner started our company with $1,200 we had on our credit card and turned it into a worldwide brand worth hundreds of millions of dollars. We created other ancillary items like gyms, drinks, and TapouT films. I never had any formal training, I never went to college, but I knew I had to outwork everybody. I worked hard, I hustled, and I learned most everything the hard way.
My name's Andrea Lake. I skipped college and started my first company when I was 18 years old. I have started a ton of clothing brands, including Anti-Establishment Clothing and Yoga Junkie. I also started Delinquent Distribution, which owned the sales rights on the biggest video games in the world: Minecraft, World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, The Walking Dead, The Hobbit. But I made every single mistake that an entrepreneur can make on their way up. And it's why I created this roadmap, because more than anything in the world, I wish that I had something like this when I was starting out. And I wanted to create a really carefully crafted course to get you where you're going to even faster. Each and every week of this course has 2 offerings: a 90-minute class that's released every Tuesday, and a 90-minute live question and answer Google Hangout every Wednesday, so that you can be submitting your questions and receiving mentorship and advice the whole entire time. Don't ever worry if you can't make one of the live classes. They'll be recorded so that you can watch or rewatch at your convenience. Here's the breakdown of what you'll discover. Week 1, minimum viable products. Discover how do you test your line to make sure that people want to buy what you have to sell, and what do you do if they don't? Also, we're going to teach you how to start a company with the least amount of money possible. Week 1 also covers designs, logos, trademarks, and legal. Week 2 is budgets and supplies. This week will save you money, even if your supply chain is established. Dan and I will tell you our techniques for saving money on screen and setup fees, how to pre-negotiate discounts with your screen printers if they deliver late. We're also going to cover finishing houses, vetting your vendors, creating accessory lines, and detailed budget allocation. Week 3 is all about sales. So now that you've got these things, how do you make a killing? We're going to give you detailed sales strategies on selling to mom and pop stores, boutiques, and specialty shops. Best practices for selling at events, and strategies for trade shows that saved Dan and Andrea thousands in the beginning and made millions in the end. We're also going to cover how to increase your web sales, exactly how to make sales calls to stores, and how to bundle your sales. And the very best secrets to getting store clerks on your side, because they really, really are your ambassadors at that point of sale. Week number 4 is online sales. They're so important that they really, really deserve their own week. We spill the secrets on how to use sites like Teespring to your best advantage as both a sales funnel and to test your best sellers. The best practices and recommended budgets for running Facebook ads and Google ads and figuring out which ones really convert. Also, we're going to teach you how to take your online success and bring it to the stores. Week number 5 is marketing and PR. You can have the best product in the world, but if no one knows it exists, you're in trouble. Learn to brand your line, create amazing social media feeds on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Creating an aspirational story that engages your customer is essential for your long-term success. You're going to learn how to get clothes on celebrities, use paid placement to your advantage, and secret chicks to mailing your designs to costume designers and internet stars to get free placement on web, TV shows, and movies. Week number 6 is going to be fun. It's all about getting big. Building $1 million brand rarely happens by accident, and luckily there is a formula to success. Learn our best secrets on how to double down on what's working, hire the best sales reps, and license your brand. Also, learn the ins and outs of selling to a chain store. When is it time to approach the stores? How do you pitch the buyers, set up the accounts, negotiate terms, and avoid chargebacks? This course will be incredible for avoiding common mistakes that so many people have made, things that you maybe didn't even know could happen. What do you do if a customer files with PayPal or their bank to get a refund on merchandise that you've already delivered and they're not sending back? How do you avoid getting hit with hundreds of dollars in screen and setup fees from printers if the price breakdown negotiations were not handled in advance? And the biggest decisions, how to handle your budget. What's the next right thing to do when you have $50,000 worth of things to execute on but only $2,000 in the bank? Any one of these common issues can feel overwhelming and make you feel like you're alone and frozen when you're experiencing them. But don't forget that when you brush up against these or any of the issues facing the growth of your company, you will have complete access to submit your questions to Dan and Andrea for guidance and advice. We could have charged $2,000 for this program and it would have been super fair. $1,000 would have been a smoking deal, but we really want to make sure that you get the success that you deserve. So we're offering you this entire 6-week course for only $497. Serial entrepreneur Travis Steffen said, "TapouT was the entire inspiration for my first apparel company, Sing Clothing. So I was blown away that I had the opportunity to receive guidance and mentoring from Dan Caldwell and Andrea Lake. Their coaching absolutely hyper-accelerated the growth of Sin, a clothing company which I ended up selling only a year later." This isn't rocket science. In fact, neither Dan or I went to college. And I guarantee you that you know more right now about t-shirts than we did when we were starting. We wanted to take all of the knowledge that we gathered over the course of an entire career and condense it down so you would have this laser-focused path to follow and you'd be able to get farther and faster than we ever did. This is the best investment. Going to college would cost you at least $9,000 for a single semester, but we've written for you a master level class given to you by people who've actually done exactly what you want to do next. Not only that, but we stand by our product with our ironclad 100% money-back guarantee. If you haven't been given the tips and tricks that we've promised you to save your money and massively increase your sales, then you just call us up and ask us for a refund, no questions asked. Not only are we going to reveal a roadmap down to the smallest detail that we've meticulously crafted, we've also created 2 extra benefits to move you swiftly towards your success. First, we've created an awesome interactive Facebook community with all of the other members of the 6-week program. You can post additional questions to the group, find out what's been most helpful to other members, share your success, and share in the success stories of others. The wall will be super active and will be monitored by one of our Lessons.biz experts who will help you answer questions, provide resources, and facilitate your success. Dan and I are also going to pop on the wall weekly as well because we love seeing everything that you're up to and we want to support you in every way possible. Second, we've written a book that'll be released on June 1st. It's an 80-page detail-oriented step-by-step map with specific actions and advice. Additionally, it has a resources guide with the names, phone numbers, and websites of our favorite vendors and resources. Everything from blank t-shirt suppliers and screen printers to finishing houses in our favorite graphic design shops. And it's yours for free when you sign up for the course. But wait, there's more! In addition to that, we are also providing an early bird week. If you're in the very beginning stages of starting your line, this early bird week will offer you a 90-minute live bonus class 1 week before the course starts to cover the basics. We reveal how to name your line, create a logo, get a website built, hire designers, and on and on. Plus, a step-by-step how-to guide for getting a Teespring or Cafe Press store set up and running. It's invaluable if you're just starting out. But even if it's not your first rodeo, you should listen in as well, because you might learn a thing or two along the way that could save you a ton of money.
We've thought of this course from every angle, and we can't wait to share this journey with you. I can't wait to see you at the end of 6 weeks, happy, confident, and watching those orders roll in. Scroll to the bottom of the page right now, click that buy button, and we'll see you inside. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Whether you take our program or not, I hope you got something out of it, and I hope you use it to turn your dreams into reality.